It is almost our favorite holiday of the year. Grilling, fireworks, drinking out in the sun, and low-carb mini cheesecakes. Today I'm going to show you how to make these really easy, festive, low-carb mini cheesecakes. They have a chocolate crust and a rich cream cheese and sour cream filling. And all we did to make them fun and festive is get 2 food colorings, blue and red. So let's hop right in and whip these puppies up. We're gonna start by making a chocolate crust. This is a really simple recipe for the crust. We're gonna start with 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of coconut flour, and then we're going to add 3 tablespoons of erythritol. And then you can give that a stir. Okay. Now you want 3 tablespoons of cold butter. Make sure it's just fresh out of the fridge. And you're gonna chop it up into little cubes. And then you will add that to the mixture. Now using your hands, you gotta get in there. You're gonna mush up the butter into the dry mixture. This might take a couple minutes. Set that aside. Using this dough we have here, we're gonna make 10 crusts. So we have our muffin tin here. What I love about the silicone mold muffin tins is that no greasing is required. They're super easy to clean up. And as you'll see, the cheesecakes will just pop right out. So we will link this silicone mold below if you wanna try and get it. So if you're not using the silicone molds, or you're just using a normal tin, you'll probably want to use the cupcake molds because that'll be easier to pull out. Or like if you don't have the cupcake liners, you can use a little parchment paper so it's easy to just lift out each cheesecake. So out of this dough right here, I'm going to make 10 even balls and I'm going to plop them in. So we like our crust pretty thin because we like the cheesecake filling higher of a ratio to the chocolate. This can be really intense, but if you like a thick crust, you can just up all the ingredients I showed you by 1 tablespoon and that'll give you a thicker crust. The oven's preheating to 350 degrees. Now that we have all our crusts pressed out, we are going to put this in the oven for 12 minutes. And then we'll pull it out and let it cool. And in the meantime, we're gonna start making our cheesecake filling. You're gonna wanna start with 8 ounces of full fat cream cheese. And we'll cut it up a little so it's easier for mixing. Ideally, you would have your cream cheese room temperature and that'll make it easiest to mix. I forgot to put ours out. To your cream cheese, you're gonna add 5 tablespoons of erythritol and then you'll give it a mix with your hand mixer. Add 3 tablespoons of sour cream, 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, and add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And then give it another mix. Finally, you'll add 1 egg. Once it looks like you've got all your clumps out, you know it's good. So now we are going to split this cheesecake filling into 3 equal parts. We've never used food colorings before, but they're really fun to play with. So we just got a small pack at the grocery store. They're found in most baking sections, really cheap. We're gonna add 25 drops of blue to one and 25 drops of red to the other. And you'll just give that a stir. Sounds like the cheesecake crusts are done. When you pull the cheesecake crusts out, they'll still be a little soft, and you don't want to put the filling right on top of them. You want them to cool. So give them about 15 to 20 minutes. The crust will harden up and they will cool down so you can put the filling on top. Stir this red. So you might be thinking this looks a little pink, and you're right, it does look pink. But at the end, the cheesecakes will look red, white, and blue. Very 4th of July festive. Now that we have our 3 fillings done, we're gonna put them in Ziploc bags. We know you all have Ziploc bags. That's the easiest way to just pastry pipe anything for cheap. If you put it over the rim of a cup, you don't need the help of anyone. I also forgot to mention, when you pull your cheesecake crust out of the oven, you want to lower the temp to 300 because that's what the cheesecakes are going to bake at. Once you have your filling in your bag, you're going to want to cut a little tip. Not too big, then it'll come rushing out. Last time I made these, I had Matt help me, but I'm determined to do it on my own today. Okay. Matt showed me this technique. It's like holding udders. So the cheesecake crusts have cooled and they're ready for the filling. And remember, this doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to swirl them at the end anyway to make a beautiful red, white, and blue design. I think I'm just going to do one at a time. Just as a heads up, if you are going for more of an aesthetic look, if you're taking these to a party and want to impress your friends, definitely have another person help you out. But last time when Matt helped me, they turned out really, really perfect. So now that we have all the cheesecake filling in, you want to grab a chopstick. If you don't have chopstick, you can use a toothpick. It'll just be like smaller swirls and give it a nice swirl. Like that. Once all your swirling is done, you can put these in the oven at 300 degrees for 45 to 50 minutes. You definitely want to check on them with a toothpick. Once the toothpick comes out clean, they're done. So the cheesecakes are done and we let them cool for 20 minutes. We even popped them in the freezer so they'd cool quicker. So when you bring them out of the oven, they'll inflate a little, but as you can see, they deflated a little once they've fully set. So now I'm just slowly popping them out of the mold. It's hard when there's a ton in here. Oh, but see how easy these silicone molds work?
You look like a cowgirl.
I am a cowgirl. And they're done. Look at how beautiful they are.
Which one's your favorite?
Probably this one. So now I'm going to take a little nibble, maybe a big nibble, and then explain the flavor in great detail. I mean, how good is this going to be though? That is really good. Oh. So if you let the cheesecake set more, it'll be a denser cheesecake, which I would probably prefer. But right now it's really light and fluffy. And then it has like a nice hard chocolate crust, it's just the perfect combination. And super festive. Yep, that's a winner. These are our low-carb mini cheesecakes for 4th of July. Make these, impress your friends, impress your loved ones, and we'll see you guys soon. Happy 4th of July! Yeah. It has to be candid. Well, no, I just don't want to be wearing this, and you're forcing me to, and this is what our relationship is. You forcing me to do things I don't want to. Me giving in, always. 'Cause I'm a good partner.